There is no such thing as perfect. It took me way too long to realize that. I wish that I had much earlier because I've wasted so much time being stressed on it. And in 2021, I went way outside my comfort zone and I wrote an article for Boston Magazine, and I wrote it about my depression and my anxiety. And it was very hard to do because I'm actually quite private. I know I'm on TV, but that's just one part, and then the rest of me is really private. But I felt like I had to do it because in the pandemic, people were hiding. We were told to hide. We were told to isolate ourselves. And I thought to myself, well, what would have that been like for me at my darkest time? It would not have been good. And I was just hearing these horrible stories of people who were drowning in their depression and anxiety. And I had the ability to go public with it. And so I did, because people were losing loved ones, and they were losing faith, and they were losing hope, and frankly, we were losing people. We did where I work, other people in my business that I had to read about, and I sort of got fed up and said, okay, that's enough. That's enough. We have to be done with this idea that we have to keep this secret if you have something that isn't perfect. So it was a very long process for me, accepting that depression was actually a disease, that it wasn't something that was a weakness, that I just had to pull myself up and get over it. And I heard that. And there was a time, I was managing my disease really well until one of those big life changes happened. And in 2017, I had big life challenges happen. And so all my skills, the medication I was on that had been working for years and years, not working. All the tricks and tools that I was taught of how to deal when you go really low, not working. Not asking for help, definitely not working. So I hit rock bottom, and it was bad. Depression came crawling back in, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with the disease, but it's insidious. It gets in there, and it starts lying. It's lying. It tells you you're no good. It tells you you're not worth it. And it's a really good liar. It's very, very easy to believe. And when you're in that dark place, it can take you down. And so I knew I had to do something. I had those two girls I mentioned. And so I had to step up and ask for help, which was really hard to do, but it changed everything. Accepting that it wasn't a choice I was making. I needed to start sharing with other people what I was going through. So I did talk to my friends and my family, and it was awkward. And I would have loved to have not had to do it, but it did change everything, because sharing this with my friends opened up a pathway of communication where, looking back, so now it's been 5 years or so, my relationships with them are so much deeper and more meaningful, because we're not just talking here. We go down here. We talk about the big stuff. I mean, not all the time. There's a glass of wine, we'll just say, hey. But for real, there are some deeper talks, and it's changed my support system. Because I've been open and sharing this about myself, I didn't realize my friends might be going through some of this. And they didn't talk about it either. And now we're sharing that, and we become this powerful group with each other, so that I know now that if I get to that dark place again, I need to pick up the phone and get out of my own way and go see one of my friends or do something, which is what I was not doing before, because that would be admitting to people that something was wrong, and something is never supposed to be wrong. It does make me feel vulnerable. It does make me feel uncomfortable. I used to do this much easier than I do it now, when y'all didn't know. But now you know. So now there's a little bit of that vulnerability, like walking through Boston Common naked, that kind of feeling. I mean, I've never walked through Boston. Just in case that wasn't clear. But I assume that's what it feels like. But I had to get over it, because I want to spread the message of what is, we're told to eat well, exercise, take care of yourself, but what is a healthy body without a healthy brain? For me, it was nothing. It was nothing. So I'm hoping that we can move forward, and I feel like women in this room is the exact group that can make this happen, where we start accepting that this is no different than this, that my dad's diabetes and his failing pancreas is no different than the fact that the chemicals in my brain don't balance all the time. Same thing, same body, different disease, not a weakness. I shouldn't have to feel badly that this is how I was born. Or temporarily, there are people, I have chronic depression. There are people who will have incidents of depression. You're going through a divorce, somebody passes away significant in your life. It doesn't mean it's a lifelong curse, but it also doesn't mean that you have to hide it. It's something that you can live with. I am so much stronger and better today than I've ever been because of sharing all of this. I've moved past it. My friends don't worry about me quite as much because life goes on. And this is now in my rearview mirror. So when I was coming up to speak, I thought, oh my God, I gotta talk about this again. I've talked about it. I'm in a different place, but that's the point, I guess, is what I realized. I'm in a different place. I'm not that article. That was a moment for me. That was a period of time when I hit rock bottom and it could have taken me for good. I'm not there anymore, and I learned how to get here. And I didn't do it alone. And I had to get help, and I had to stop with the pressure of the secret. So all the energy that I would expend trying to look perfect, be perfect, now I can relax and I use that for other stuff. I use it for taking care of myself when I used to think that was selfish. Sorry, I get dry mouth when I get nervous, so now I'm like, but have you ever I don't know how you are, but I was not raised to pamper myself. That's just not the Irish Catholic way. I'm not speaking for all, I'm just saying in my experience. So that to me was an indulgence that I had to accept, well no, actually that's part of taking care of myself. And if I don't take care of me, I have now found out I can't take care of anyone. When I was in that awful place, I wasn't taking care of my kids. Joking aside about the reheated pizza, because they still get that, there wasn't a lot of mom available for them. So now I don't feel guilty when I take care of myself, whatever that looks like, and it's gonna look different on different days, and it's gonna look different to different people. Not everybody relaxes getting a manicure, but if that's your jam, and it makes you feel better, then that shouldn't make you feel guilty, which is what I've lived with a lot, that word guilt. I should be doing something else, oh my God, this is so not necessary to have my nails done. I should be helping someone, I should be going to that PTA meeting, I should be being the chaperone. Did I do everything at work I'm supposed to do? Spiral, spiral, spiral. Doesn't need to happen. Especially if we have a group of strong women that you can share with and talk to. So I'm rambling. The point is, the work doesn't stop. I didn't get here because there was some magic pill that I took, and all of a sudden, poof, all the problems disappear. I'm dealing with a lot. I have elderly parents that need more help. I have a teenager, enough said. So there's a lot, I'm aging in an industry that doesn't particularly want women to age, hence the Botox. So, in my 50-ish year, those things weigh on me a lot, but I can talk to people about it, and it's life, and I've accepted that I have to move through these things. So I'm realistically healthy. That's the final thing I will say. Realistically healthy. I still don't eat well. I don't really exercise. I signed up for Pure Barre. I've gone a couple of times. baby steps. And when I signed up, I thought like, yeah, but you actually have to go. I still can't be the chaperone. I still do feed reheated pizza. They eat more takeout than they should. But I've come to accept that my best is pretty good. So if I can offer any advice, I would say, again, remember, you can't be there for others if you're not there for yourself first. You can't do it all. Ask for help. Be realistic. Be healthy. And know that trying your best is the best any of us can do, and it's enough. We are enough.